In the year 1950, Africa's population was half that of Europe. Today, Africa's population is 2.5 times the size of Europe. By 2100, Africa's population will be 10 times the size of Europe. So you should focus your strategic sights on how you develop Africa. And here, even though Chinese investment in Africa is creating jobs for Africans and keeping Africans in Africa, the Europeans, instead of sending a thank you note to China for saying, thank you, China, for investing in Africa, you are joining the United States in criticizing Chinese investment in Africa when it is against your own interest.
Of course, we are in the Asian decade, but next decade will be the African decade. They have the youngest population, the highest fertility rate, and the systems, the infrastructure for success are being built as we speak. The success of Africa is coming, and it is inevitable.
Do you know by year 2050, 1 in every 4 in all over the world, let me say it again, 1 in every 4 persons on the surface of the earth is going to be an African. That is why the whole of the world is cringing. Everyone is feeling like, oh, the next focus, the next attention. They know that, when it comes to natural resources, when it comes to natural endowment, when it comes to real money, the black race have got it. When I say black race, the origin of the black race, Africa as a continent, I've got it. And that is why the whole of the world is panicking. They know that if an alliance is not built genuinely with the African continent, there might be a problem. The whole wealth that you see today in Europe, in America, is nothing but Africa's wealth that was taken, that was siphoned, that was stolen. That is what you see today. All over Europe, all over America, it is the wealth of Africa. And now Africans are beginning to say, we want to do things our way. And now Americans is evident with what is happening. Look at France, look at all of those countries, what is happening now. And now they want to build a genuine alliance with Africa. The whole world is saying it is time for Africa to arise and want to be part of the rising. Thank you guys for watching. This is to say to you guys that I have an interesting story today. Let's go check out these videos I've compiled for you guys that will blow your mind. And do well to subscribe and like and share this video if you love this great content. Credits are given to the original content owner in this video. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
The narrative of a rising Africa is being challenged. About 10 years ago, I spoke about an Africa of hope and opportunity, an Africa of entrepreneurs, an Africa very different from the Africa that you normally hear about of death, poverty, and disease. And that, what I spoke about, became part of what is known now as the narrative of the rising Africa. And I think it's time to take stock and to say, what were the things that the African countries did right? What did they do wrong? How do we build on all of this and learn lessons so that we can keep Africa rising? Investment in Africa is not for today, it's not for tomorrow, it's not a short-term thing, it's a longer-term thing. But if you're not invested in Africa, then you will be missing one of the most important emerging opportunities in the world.
On a multi-country tour of Africa this week, Secretary of State Antony Blinken has been making the case that the U.S. can be a, quote, equal partner with African nations. In that vein, he recently announced a new partnership with Democratic Republic of Congo in an effort to protect some of that nation's natural treasures. It's one of the most famous and extraordinary places on Earth. The Virunga National Forest, established in 1925, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This area, nested in the Congo Basin, is Africa's oldest national park. It's home to the only mountain gorillas left on the planet. But parts of this precious land are now up for auction. A visit to the capital, Kinshasa, Secretary of State Antony Blinken urged Congolese officials to prioritize environmental conservation.
We had concerns about the announcement of the auction of these oil and gas exploration blocks. Some of the blocks infringe on sensitive rainforest and peatland areas, including in the Virunga National Park.
U.S. and Congolese officials have agreed to oversee the oil and gas extraction to ensure the operations are done as sensitively as possible. But Congo's auction plans have enraged environmental activists.
Unbelievable! Rwanda has just shocked the world by becoming the first African country to launch passenger drones. These aren't ordinary drones. They are electric flying vehicles built by the Chinese company. Launched in September 2025, these flying taxis can carry 2 passengers or up to 620 kilograms of cargo. They run completely on electricity, can fly 30 kilometers in about 25 minutes, and are equipped with advanced obstacle detection systems to ensure safety. Each drone costs around $400,000, but what Rwanda gains is far more valuable: the power to transform air transport and tourism. Instead of sitting in traffic, people can now rise above the city, opening new opportunities for travel, business, and even medical emergencies. Analysts say this isn't just progress for Rwanda. It's the beginning of an aviation revolution in Africa. Very soon, the skies of Africa may be filled with flying taxis and futuristic aircraft, all inspired by this bold step from Rwanda. This breakthrough isn't just about Rwanda. It's about Africa, proving it can lead in futuristic technology. Leaders like Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso are already pushing bold ideas of sovereignty and independence. Ethiopia just shocked the world. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has announced a nuclear deal that could change Africa's future forever. Until now, powerful nations decided who could access advanced technology. But Ethiopia has broken that rule. This isn't about weapons. It's about energy, dignity, and independence. Less than half of Ethiopia's 120 million citizens have reliable electricity. Nuclear power promises something different: reliable energy, immune to droughts and free from foreign control. What makes this move historic is Ethiopia's demand for technology transfer. Africans won't just use reactors. They'll learn how to build and manage them. That's what truly worries the West. For too long, Africa's uranium-powered cities abroad while its own people lived in darkness. Ethiopia is saying, never again. With Russia and China offering partnerships without the same colonial strings, a new geopolitical shift is underway. If this project succeeds, Ethiopia could become Africa's energy hub, powering factories, universities, and industries with clean nuclear energy. Ghana is building some of the most ambitious projects in Africa, transforming its cities, transport, and economy on a scale the world cannot ignore. Bulldozers are rolling, skyscrapers are rising, and entire communities are being reshaped before our eyes. One of the boldest projects is the Marine Drive development in Accra, a 241-acre coastal mega hub with luxury hotels, museums, theaters, and business centers designed to rival the world's best waterfronts. Another game changer is the redevelopment of the Ghana International Trade Fair Center. This project is set to become West Africa's biggest platform for expos, global investors, and innovation, putting Ghana at the heart of continental trade. And the momentum keeps building. From the $435 million Accra-Kumasi highway expansion to the Tamale interchange and the massive Tema port expansion, Ghana is laying down the backbone of a modern economy. Farmers will move their crops faster, traders will cut costs, and businesses will find it easier to grow. But beyond the concrete and steel, these projects carry a deeper message. Ghana is not waiting for outsiders to define its future.
The wealth in Africa, the natural resources in Africa, and endowment in Africa. The leaders in Africa are beginning to say, we want them to be in Africa. If you want to negotiate with us, that we bring it to your country. Let it be that we would have manufactured it into the final product before it's taken out. Before now, you can just go into Africa, go to their gold, take the gold from Accra, go to Botswana, take their diamond, go to Nigeria, take their crude oil, go to Congo, take their uranium, take whatever, just plunder the countries and get out. But now, the story is changing. Africa is rising. Africa is emerging. African leaders are beginning to say, no, it is time for Africa to develop itself, by its natural resources. And this is where the old leaders of the world, the Western world, the Western powers, are beginning to see truth in what Africa and the leaders are saying. They are saying that we're no longer going to be giving you resources, our natural resources, that you take it and you go to your country, you manufacture it into final product and you bring it back and sell it to Africa. They said, no, that narrative stops now. And that's why you see countries, a lot of countries in Africa, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, just name them, a few of them, Namibia, South Africa, a lot of them are beginning to rise up to the occasion, and they are saying that enough is enough. Africa needs to tell a story by itself, coupled with the fact that the youngest population all over the world is from Africa. Africa has the emerging population that is filled with young age, energetic age, that are ready to take on the world. That when it comes to innovation, when it comes to industrialization, it is going to be coming from Africa. You know why? Because 1 out of 4 persons on earth will be in Africa. Guys, this is mind-blowing. This is the news that has to be taken to every corner of the world, because Africa is rising, and world leaders know this, and they are building alliance. And now this time around, they are building alliance that is genuine, that is not about master and servant. Now it's about partners. Do you get it? They are building alliance. Let's be your partner. Let's work with you. It's no longer master to servant partnership. No. Africans are saying, we want to write our narratives, and the time has come for us to write it. The truth is, like I always say, Africa is the mother of all blacks on the surface of the earth. And whatever the world need, God has given to the African continent to be able to feed the whole world. Mark my word. That is how it has been created by the Creator. Everything that the world need is an African continent. And that is why you see the black man, anywhere he goes to, because it comes out of the resources that is endowed, that is blessed. So anywhere it goes to, it prospers, it stands out. Why? Because it's coming from the endowment that has everything that it needs to survive. So an African man goes everywhere in the world and it survives, it stands out, because that is who he is. Self-sufficiency, self-made. That is who the black race has been made to become. Guys, let me know what your take is. Let me know what your views and your perceptions are, because it is time for Africa to rise. The black man has arisen, and no one can bring him down. Thank you for watching. Until I come your way again, bye-bye.